check, check, check. So, check it.
Check test 1.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. Check, check, check. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hey, we're live here from Coach Ginn's court. It's Hill City versus Custer, the 4-5 matchup. You have Josh Dias, Blake Gardner, and Landon Wiley and Associates. The Associates are here in full force today. So, how you doing, partner?
Good. How about yourself? We've got the first round of the regions. Great matchup between the Hill City Rangers and our next-door rival, the Custer Wildcats. Played 2 close games already this year, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So,
yeah, if you're the South Dakota Activities Association, you have to be happy with this as a 4-5 matchup. 2 very competitive teams that are just separated by, what is it, 15 miles?
15 miles,
15
yep.
miles, all right.
Kids that know each other, grew up playing basketball, playing sports, probably playing on the playground together, so it's going to be a good, fun matchup, I think. So,
absolutely. Hey, as always, feel free to hit that mute button if you don't want to listen to us. And Lando has added a feature now where we're on camera. I'm sorry we're not better looking.
You know, mute us, but the graphics and things that we're going to have tonight are just, top notch. We started down here with the graphics, now we're up here. I don't know about the commentary, but
I mean, I think we're still fair to worse. Fair to worse. Hey, just a quick some updates here. This is the 3rd time that these 2 teams will meet. The visiting team has won both matchups this season. And the winner of tonight's game will play Saturday at 6 o'clock against STM, St. Thomas More. So in the first matchup, Custer defeated Hill City 48-47. And Hill City defeated Custer in Custer 44-41, and that was just last week. Landon, you want to pop up some season stats here?
Yeah, so just to talk about those 2 ball games, I mean, obviously both very close ball games. There's a combined difference of 2 points. Custer won by 1, and then Hill City won by 3, so very evenly matched here, as you can see the stats on the season statistics there. So on the year, it looks like the Wildcats from the free throw line shoot just over 50%. Hill City about at 60%. Hill City shoots a little bit better from the field. And we'll talk about kind of the keys to the game, but that I think the inside game of Hill City probably get a little bit shots closer to the rim there. 3-point field goal about the same there, about just over 25%. And then on the defensive and offensive rebounds there, it looks like Hill City averages just a few more rebounds than Custer. And then
do you want to go ahead and say it and get it over with right now?
What's that?
The team that gets more rebounds
gets more shots off usually, and has a decisive advantage in the end of the ball game, right? Yeah. So you see the points per game. I mean, if you look down those stats, 2 real evenly matched teams, and we saw that in the first 2 matchups here of the during the regular season.
Absolutely. We'll take a minute to talk about Custer. Lando, you can put up their starting lineups. They entered tonight as the number 5 seed. They're Region 8A. They're 11-9. They have a PowerPoint total of 41.75. Their last 5 games, they are 2-3. They lost at Bell. They lost at STM, a couple of really tough teams in our region. Then they beat Spearfish. They lost to Hill City in that real close game. And then they defeated Lee Deadwood to close out their season. You can see from the graphic their leading scorer is Allie Cass at 14.4 points per game. She is Coach Cass's daughter. Again, Coach Cass doing a great job with the lady. Are they the Lady Wildcats or just the Wildcats, Josh?
I think they're just the Wildcats, the Custer Wildcats.
Okay, the Wildcats. She leads them in scoring with 14.4 points per game. What I was going to say is Toby Cass, he's taken over this year. It's his first full year as a coach, and he's done a really good job, Josh. Yeah, I just look at the growth that this team has made and how hard they continue to play. They're a really solid team. Senior Kellen Quartermeyer, she's a force down low. She fouled out in the last game when Hill City and Custer played. And I think that'll be something to watch, Josh, is that if she can stay out of foul trouble, she can be really effective. She's a lot to handle down low.
I agree, and I think one of the key players for the Wildcats is Josie Wallstrom. She'll probably be guarding Edwards is who she guards sometimes, and I think that's a key matchup because Quartermeyer usually is on Maggie Taylor, and Wallstrom plays on Edwards quite a bit. And she can be a spark plug offensively, obviously the second leading scorer on their team at just under 10 points a game. So another thing, you mentioned the last 5 games, lost to Bell, lost to STM, beat Spearfish. I mean, if you're going to see very similar record, obviously the teams have very similar records, and lost to the same teams, beat the same teams, it's going to be a good matchup. What do you got there?
All right, the playoff bracket here, as you can see, the winner of this will play STM on Saturday. Right now, Belfouche and Lead are in action. Belfouche held a 14-2 first quarter lead last I checked, and then Christian versus Hot Springs. So if everything goes chalk, it looks like Saturday should be some fun games on that day.
You got a graphic on the Hill City girls? So we talked about the last 5 games for the Wildcats, and for the Rangers, as we talked about before, the last 5 games they beat Lee Deadwood, they beat Douglas, they did lose to Lakota Tech, who also beat Custer earlier in the year. They beat Custer and then they lost to Wall. Like I said, very similar records, very similar wins and losses against the same teams. Hill City's led by Whitney Edwards, like we talked about, 12.4 points per game. And then right there is Abby Simmons. So the 2 seniors really, I mean, they average essentially the same points per game, over 10 points a game. They're kind of who the offense goes through. Against Custer, one thing, we'll talk about the keys to the game, but I think somebody else on the Rangers needs to step up in the scoring, because Custer does a really, really good job of focusing on not letting those 2 girls beat them. So.
Yeah, and if you see here, Abby Simmonsma, she is currently at 999 career points. So her next point puts her over 1,000. She'll be the 3rd female in Hill City history to go over 1,000. Currently on the far right there, Whitney Edwards, she's averaging 12.5 points per game. She's the all-time leading scorer in Hill City girls basketball history. And then, Coach Ginsbaugh has just done such an awesome job with this program. And year in and year out, they've been competitive back-to-back years to the SODAC 16. They have their work cut out for them this year, but this is a talented group of girls.
Yeah, go back to what you said. I mean, to have 3 1,000-point scorers in school history, and 2 of them on the same ball club, 2 of them that have played 4 years really for Hill City, and been big parts of basketball teams that have went to the SODAC 16, also qualified for the state tournament when they would have been sophomores. That was the year that it got canceled. But 2 really good, historically good basketball players for Hill City.
Absolutely. Great point, Josh. Great segue into the keys of the game. Let's take a look at some of the keys of the game for the Hill City Rangers. Josh, over the course of this year, we've talked about how important it is to secure the rebound and then run the floor. Hill City is at their best when they're in transition. When I say we, again, Josh and I, we're right out front. We try to be as unbiased as we can, right, partner?
That's right.
I mean, we're both Hill City people, but, I know a lot of people are listening from around the state or Custer or whatever, so we're going to try to be as unbiased as possible. But for Hill City, get out and run the floor, get some points in transition. The half-court game has not been an area of strength for Hill City this year.
Absolutely, and rebound and run, you said get out, try to get those easy buckets. When Hill City struggles a little bit is when every time down the court they're in a half court, they're not at their best. And what can happen sometimes is they go on kind of those scoring droughts where, you go down the court, the team's playing real good defense, they don't get a score, they kind of get into that slow down rhythm, and they're best when they get out and run, and then the second one there is start fast. I mean, Hill City here, we're at home, they've got our home crowd here. Custer's got a nice crowd too, but if Hill City can really get the crowd going, kind of get their energy pumping, energy up, getting out and running the floor, start fast, that'll be a good key for the Rangers.
Yeah, and part of that is Hill City's been pretty good when they've been able to press. Now, here's the trick, is Coach Ginsbaugh, Hill City's 6 deep, maybe 7. And so it's hard to play that style of basketball, but this is the playoffs, right? You're in a one-game scenario here. It's a win or go home. Go ahead.
On the other side of the ball, the keys for Custer, obviously they have, against the Rangers, knocked down some open threes, but Hill City's going to look to pack it in. If Custer can hit those open threes, that is a big key for them, and then obviously defend the post. If they can shut down the two big girls for Hill City, Whitney Edwards and Maggie Taylor, which they did do, especially at times here at the game in Hill City, and then for spurts in Custer, and that was what we talked about, that those dry spells that Hill City went on started with really defending the post for the Wildcats.
Right, when we say knock down the open three in the game, when Custer won against Hill City, they had 7 3-pointers in that game, and they were in Fuego.
In Fuego, what is that? What language is that?
It is basketball ESPN for on fire.
ESPN?
Something like that. And then when we say defend the post, the last game against Hill City, Coach Toby Cass had a great game plan where he basically took one of their girls and just used her as an extra defender and left one of the Hill City girls open on the perimeter. Just didn't guard her, and as a result, they were able to have 3-on-2 playing in the post. And it'll be interesting to watch that, Josh, to see if they try that same strategy again, because it was effective.
I would guess they would, and so that's when the time, and Hill City's got some, obviously, they've got the 2 senior players we talked about, lead them in scoring, and then they start 3 younger players, 2 sophomores and an 8th grader, and so, one of those younger players has an opportunity to really step up here, and kind of pick up that slack if they're double teaming, triple teaming the 2 senior leaders, one of those younger girls can step up and be a big key for the Rangers.
Yeah, Lily Ross has really been aggressive on the offensive end, and I think she could have a big game tonight. I know Elena Dean's going to get some opportunities to get some looks. So
yeah, Anna Dean too. I think she could come off the bench and give a little bit more of a scoring punch than her sister Elena right now is capable as an 8th grader. So,
yep. Well, partner, what we'll do is we'll have Lando get it back on the floor. We'll play a PSA, and we'll be back for the greatest starting lineups in South Dakota right now today.
Absolutely, everybody. We'll get the music pumping, get the lights turned low, the spotlights, and we'll get that starting lineup.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. South Dakota high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you. This message presented
coached by Sherry Detheridge. And now for the starting lineup. A 5'7" senior, number 15, Josie Wellsworth. A 5'9" junior, number 23, Allison Best. A 5'10" junior, number 25, Alice Seleche. A 5'11" sophomore, number 31, Bailey Tess. And a 6'3" senior, number 53, Kellen Kortmeyer. The Wildcats are coached by Toby Katz, assisted by Christy Rendell, Chris Bennett, and Jordan Pace. And now for your Hill City Ranger cheerleaders. Yana Villalobos. Lydia Bowie. Samantha Tim. Marissa Johnson. Savannah Carson. Maya Hauser. Callie McNulty. And Miss Elizabeth. The cheerleaders are coached by Rudy McDaniels. And now, the starting lineup for your Hill City. A 5'7" sophomore from the east side, number 11. A 5'8" senior from Storm Mountain, a 6'2" sophomore from South Rockerville, number 15. A 5'11" senior from North Sheridan Lake, number 20. And a 5'8" grader from Palmer Gulch.
All right, here we go. You ready, partner?
All right, this is our last broadcast of the year, so
This is as good as it's going to get. We'll start all over begin with next year. So looks like Custer in their away black uniforms and Hill City in their home whites. Always a exciting atmosphere. One of these teams, seniors, is going to be the last game for their career. So teams come out and really play with a lot of energy, obviously, normally in these playoff games. We'll see how we get going here at the tip.
you bet. Maggie Taylor set to tip for the Rangers. Meanwhile, Kellen Kortemeyer set to tip for the Wildcats, and Taylor wins the tip to Abby Simmonsma. The Rangers typically have started in a shuffle cut here, and they're going to go away from that. A little inside, high-low action, trying to go down to Kortemeyer. Remember, last game, she got into foul trouble really early on.
Yep,
Be
there's
interesting.
a little curl cut. Simmonsma from Elena Dean. 2 points. First points of the ball game by Simmonsma.
And what's that do? That's 1,001 points on her career. So
congratulations to Abby Simmonsma.
Quite an accomplishment.
Wildcats move the ball around the outside, get the ball inside there. No good. Off the rim by number 15. Looks like Wallstrom. Rebounded by Taylor. It's going to come down to Simmons when she gets it out to Elena Dean, and Maggie Taylor's going to take the three-pointer and knock it down. Talked about that fast start. One of the keys to the ball game for the Rangers. You can't get much better than two made shots, a three-pointer and a two-pointer. The Rangers come out and lead the ball game 5-0.
Yep, Wallstrom, nice find to Cass, who curls the screen there. An easy layup for Allison Cass.
Right back, here come the Rangers quickly trying to get into their set. Working around the outside, and Elena Dean's going to take the three. No good there. Rebounded by Quartermeyer. They look to push. Gets it out quick. Going to be just out a little bit too far in front for Allison Cass. It'll turn the ball over to the Rangers, but Wildcats looking to push there.
Yep, that's a great pass there by Quartermeyer. Just a little too much on that one. The referees are going to talk about it, say, hey, we got to switch the possession arrow. All right, let's play ball. We have a pretty darn good group of referees here with Roy Schwartzer, Randy Stanton, and I know him.
I can't remember what his name is.
Here's that shuffle cut, Josh, that we talked about. Lily Ross on the flex, and Abby maybe looks to curl here. She's so good at finishing around the paint with her left and right.
And there's Whitney Edwards, gets to her left hand, can't quite get it to fall. Rebounded there by the Wildcats, and they look to push. Get all the way to the rim. That's number 23, Allison Cass for the Wildcats. So they come right back with two quick buckets.
That was
the lead to 1
Selacek
point.
scored that.
Selacek, okay.
Good back cut by Lily Ross that time. Again, Josh, we talked about it. Sometimes the Rangers bog down just a little bit here, and I like that Elena Dean's being aggressive.
I agree with their good find there to Taylor. You're right. If they're going to play that far off of her, I think she just needs to kind of probe the defense just like she did there. She found Taylor for an easy 2-point layup.
And that gives Taylor 5 points on the game, and Rangers lead 7-4. Coach Ginsbar wants a moving screen.
Shot put up there by the Wildcats. Doesn't find rim, and then Rangers look to push. It's going to be off of, looks like Lily Ross. It'll turn the ball over to the Rangers there.
And that's one, Josh, that, we look to push, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's not necessarily a bad turnover because you're putting pressure on the defense to get back.
I agree with that. And so the Rangers show some pressure. Elena Dean is always pressuring the ball, and that's really why she's in the ball game for her defense. Their shot put up by Quartermeyer, no good. Rebounded by Selacek. Puts it in for 2 points, so good start for Selacek.
That's 4 for her out of the 6 here. Lily Ross brings the ball up the court for the Rangers.
Gets it up to Elena Dean here. She's going to get it stolen there by Selacek. She's going to take it all the way in for no good on the layup, and Maggie Taylor's going to come down with the rebound. She gets it stolen there by Cass. Wallstrom's going to get all the way to the rim, fouled there by Abby Simmonsma. So kind of a frantic pace. I think that's more of the game the Rangers probably want to play at, kind of that pace.
Whoa, look at this graphic. Lando's got our YouTube right of the shot clock there. That's a new development, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that is a URL. It's the YouTube URL. What does that stand for?
Universally required link. I don't know. Wallstrom, first out of 2, ties the game at 7-7. Second on the way is good.
So the Wildcats take their first lead of the ball game. They lead the Rangers 8-7 by 1 point.
So the Rangers had a hot start. Custer withstood that opening blow, and Custer comes roaring right back here.
Yeah, if they're going to ISO Abby right there, good take by Simmonsma. That's really what the Rangers are going to want to see, that kind of defense, just one-on-one there. Takes it to the rim and scores 2 points for the Rangers.
So Wallstrom centers the ball to Cass. Custer spending a lot of time on the right side of the floor, Josh. You know, you and I are both former coaches. You definitely want to try to push somebody to their weak hand, right? Keep the ball on the left-hand side. Shot by Karam, no good, but there's a foul. And
that's kind of a tough call there. Two girls fighting for the ball, and
that's going to be 2 on Abby Simmonsma, it looks like. Nope, I was wrong.
That's going to be on Anna Dean. So
Dean's first, Rangers second.
Moody checks into the ball game for Maggie Taylor. Wildcats.
Dwayne McPherson, that's the referee's name.
Dwayne
the third
McPherson.
referee.
You looked at me and said that name. I had no idea what you were talking about.
Little diagonal screen there. Nice set out of bounds play, and that
Selacek again.
She's really good around the rim. She finishes with her left hand there and gives Custer a 10-9 lead. It's kind of what we expected, right, Josh? Sort of going to be a back and forth game here.
Reach-in foul there on Wallstrom.
So it'll be Wallstrom's first and Custer's first here tonight. Hill City will have a sideline out of bounds, just a simple inbound here to Simmonsma, who throws it.
Kind of a miscommunication there, so now the Wildcats get a run out. Can't quite handle the ball there. They do retain possession. Three-pointer put up there by
Ramsey Karam, and that's her first three of the game, and that's kind of a flashback to the game when the Rangers and the Wildcats played last time in Hill City.
Yeah, now the Wildcats really extend their defense here. Come with some more pressure. Almost a turnover there by the Rangers, but they do retain possession.
You know, Josh, you talked about it, how Hill City's got some of the younger girls playing here, and you can just see that this moment is really big for them right now.
Yeah, good shot there by Edwards. Kind of get the ball into post.
And to
let her go to work.
Maybe combat some of those nerves. Find your senior leader that's our all-time career leading scorer. Get her the ball in the post and let her go to work.
There'll be a foul there with the body. Looks like on Anna Dean. Going to go to Wallstrom. Will go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
That's 2 now on Anna Dean. That's 3 team fouls on the Rangers. So Sedlacek goes to the line here.
Wallstrom at the line, I think.
Excuse me, Wallstrom.
Misses the first. Looks like Anna Dean will come out with 2 fouls. Elena, her sister, checks in, and then
Allie Kelly for the Wildcats checks in, and Maggie Taylor for the Rangers.
Also another sub here for the...
Looks like Bailey Cass. So Custer going a little smaller here. It'll be interesting to see. It's almost like Coach Toby Cass was watching when Whitney checked out, and they went smaller at that point.
Wallstrom knocks down the second, so the Wildcats have a 3-point lead here, 14-11. 2:50 left to play in the first quarter. Rangers look to run their flex offense there, and they get right inside to Moody. Good defense there by the Wildcats. She kicks it back out to Simmonsma. Ross is going to get it back into Moody, and she'll go up right on the inside there. Can't get it to fall. Cass comes down with the rebound for the Wildcats. Wallstrom looks to push here.
Bailey Cass catches the ball, top of the key, takes a look. She's got Cassidy Gardner, so you know she's going to want to dribble drive there and gets inside.
Right into the rim and knocks down the 2-pointer. Kind of looked like froze Cassidy Moody there on the defensive end a little bit. Ball knocked out of bounds by Wallstrom there.
And Wallstrom's just a phenomenal athlete. She's a great track athlete and pole vaulter at Custer, and you can just see her speed and quickness there. She gives Abby a little bit of fits just because she can match her on the size and athleticism.
Right, and Allison Cass and Quartermeyer check back into the ball game, and the Rangers bring back in Edwards on their side of the ball.
Kind of a broken out of bounds play.
Yeah.
Maggie Taylor steps up, shot good with a hand in the face. That's a big time shot, Josh Dias.
Yeah, so she's knocked down two jumpers from the outside. That little 8-foot jumper there, and the 3-pointer at the beginning of the ball game. So good start for Maggie Taylor.
That gives Maggie 7 points. That's 13-6. Little scrum in the post there. Kicked out to Allie Kelly.
Back into Quartermeyer. Pretty good move, but then Cassidy Moody blocks the shot there. Rangers come away with the basketball. Kind of a tough pass there for Simmonsma. Wallstrom almost steals it, but Simmonsma controls it, and then she tries to get it over the top to Edwards. She does get it inside in the post there. She's going to go up, can't quite get it to fall. And then the Wildcats come away with the rebound, and they're going to look to run. The ball comes to Kelly here. She gets right to the rim for the 2-point layup. So the Wildcats go back up by 5 points, 18-13. A minute left to play in the first quarter.
You know, Hill City is throwing a couple passes, Josh, that have been tipped by the Custer players, but you got to give Custer a lot of credit. They're playing really good, solid pressure defense.
Yeah, they are.
And we talked about defending the post. Whitney catches the ball here. Watch, 3 girls run at her.
Yeah, that was a good play. It looks like Edwards knows that she has the smaller player on her back. They're really calling for the ball, and gets it down deep in the post and knocks down the kiss off the glass there. Like a travel there. Kind of slid her back foot there.
Looks like number 25, Selacek will check back in. And Lily Ross here for the Rangers. You know, that defensive possession started with Elena Dean pressuring the ball, pushing Wallstrom to the left-hand side, and then Allie Cass curled the screen, and she just drug her foot. Good defense there by Abby Simmonsma. 30 seconds to go. Shot clock's off. Do you play for one if you're the Rangers?
I play for one, yes. Always try to get that last shot. Even if it doesn't go down, it's really, you're at least stemming the momentum of the other team hitting a shot at the buzzer. Good defense there by the Wildcats, and it's going to turn it over. Oh, looks like it's going to actually stay with the Rangers.
So we're down to 16.5. Rangers trail by 3 here in the opening stanza of the Region 8 playoff game.
Give me a timeout called by Coach Ginsbaugh. Try to set up something here, get a set play, run the clock down to 2 seconds, something like that, before you try to get a good shot right at the buzzer and see if they can knock one down.
You keep saying that, but I feel like we've been wrong every game this year where we say our philosophy has always been you play for one, worst case scenario, you miss a shot at the buzzer.
There is another school of thought there. If you got a good shot, you always want to take good shots. Why don't you run the play clock down to 0 every time? You know, you play to try to get a shot when you can. So I can see both sides of the argument.
Yeah. I'm with you, though. I think Coach Ginsbaugh is going to tell them, hey, let's pull the ball out. Maybe at about 8 seconds is a good time to initiate your offense, because then on a missed shot, you still have time for a putback.
Yeah, it's just such a killer. If you miss it with 5 seconds and the other team comes down and hits one at the buzzer, it's just kind of lets the air out of the building at times.
So here we go. We'll see what we do here. A little sideline inbounds play to Ross.
Well, it's the slash play here. Looks like the Wildcats did a pretty good job of defending it. The Rangers really love to run that play where they kind of have the sideline or baseline drift where the passer goes out of bounds and hits Abby Simmonsma on the corner, but the Wildcats have seen it before.
Yeah, you can tell these two teams know each other. That is a great play. Hill City likes to run. It's kind of the Phoenix Suns invented that play back in the Steve Nash days.
Oh, what a back cut there. And so we'll see what happens here if the Wildcats can try to score as the at the end of the first half, but that's one that you have to take every time if you're the Rangers. Three-pointer at the buzzer is good. So that's the other side of the coin. You know, to hit a shot at the buzzer and your crowd gets to go wild and the other team kind of goes back to the huddle saying, darn it, I wish we could have defended that. But 2 good plays there by both teams. After 1 quarter, the Wildcats lead the Rangers 21-17. If you're a Rangers fan, or really if you're a Wildcat fan, probably you want to see both teams giving up a little bit less than that in 1 quarter. You know, 21 points, even 17 points. Usually want to try to keep them around that, maybe that 12-point mark per quarter.
Yeah, that's a great point on the defensive side. I think both teams in the huddle are saying, hey, we're doing a great job on the offensive end of the court. We're putting the ball in the hoop. That last 10 seconds was a lot of fun, and I imagine that that's what this game is going to be like.
I hope so, because, I mean, right now we got a 4-point ball game. You feel like both teams are so evenly matched, and like you feel like it's going to come down to the wire, and history says it has a 1-point game and a 3-point game.
Yep, for Custer, Solodchik leads the way with 6. Karam also has 6 back-to-back 3-pointers. Allie Kelly has 2, Wallstrom has 3, Allison Cass has 2, and Bailey Cass has 2. For the Rangers, Maggie Taylor leads the way with 7. Then Whitney and Abby each have 4, and Lena Dean has 2. Again, the winner of this game will travel to St. Thomas More on Saturday for a 6 o'clock tip-off against the number 1 ranked in the region, St. Thomas More Cavaliers.
Obviously a tough game for whoever wins this, but you got to win this game to have a shot to knock off the number 1 team.
Sideline out of bounds here to start the second quarter. Elena Dean, great defense, a little high screen and roll. Whitney does such a good job of showing on that. And the Rangers.
Good switchback, good defensive possession by the Rangers there. Kind of had the Wildcats a little bit off balance. It seemed like Quartermeyer thought she was wide open, but couldn't get the Wallstrom couldn't get, I don't think, could see over the top. She was kind of double teamed there, so good job by the Rangers. So the Rangers will take possession here.
Yeah, Whitney did a good job of showing on that screen, but the rest of the team kind of has to zone up on the backside.
Yep, and they did do a good job of that. So Elena Dean puts up the 3-pointer, can't get it to go down, and the Wildcats come down with the rebound. They look to push, ball gets up to Cass.
Nice move by Cass.
Going to be blocked there. I don't know who got that one, if it was
Abby Simmonsma.
Maggie Taylor reverses the ball over to Simmonsma here.
Took a little extra step there for Abby. So a turnover goes back to the Wildcats. So each team start the second period here with a turnover.
Yeah, after the quick start, at the beginning of the game, now both teams seem like they're trying to just get their legs under them a little bit here at the beginning of the second quarter.
Custer seems to like, kind of running that high screen and roll with Cass or Wallstrom. Looking inside here to Kellen. She's Quartermeyer trying to post up. Pretty good defense here by the Rangers. Shot clock down to 8.
Get the ball into Quartermeyer. Gets deep in there, but then misses the shot. But on the backside, Wallstrom there all alone with the rebound. Puts it up and in.
And that gives Wallstrom 5 points on the night. She's having a nice game. Abby's
from deep puts up the 3. Can't get it to fall. Wildcats come down with the rebound here, and now they're looking to push a little bit.
I think back to that last possession where, one of the keys to the game was to rebound and run. Hill City wants to run, but you can't get into transition without a rebound. So
Wallstrom there is going to be called with the offensive foul. She kind of got her left hand out. She doesn't like the call, but it looked like she did kind of wave that left hand there, and the official called that. Really good defensive position by Elena Dean. I do like that. I mean, if you play good, solid defense, you get in good position, you should be rewarded for that.
Yeah, I agree. If Elena was out of position at all there, she wouldn't have got that call.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that's 2 fouls now on Wallstrom. That's a big play. It brings the team fouls to 2 for Wildcats. She has both of them.
Edwards gets the ball now inside to Maggie Taylor. She gets the roll on that one, so pretty big bucket there, I feel like, for the Rangers. We're kind of on a little bit of a dry spell and get that one to fall. Still a 4-point ball game.
Again, really solid defense by Lily Ross, and Bailey Cass catches it up top. A little bit of a hop step, and that's a travel turnover back to the Rangers.
It's just, that's what good, solid defense will do. If you always are in good position,
it gives you the illusion that there's more pressure than there is.
Right, and then it just causes the other team to feel like they have to do too much almost, have to be perfect.
And the Rangers avoid another turnover here. Maggie Taylor's going to take a look. She's got the hot hand with 9 points already in this game.
Gets it inside to...
See that? 3 people there. That's
Whitney.
where Elena's got to dive in.
We'll see if she can knock it down a little short on that 3-pointer, and the Wildcats come down with the rebound.
Bailey Cass pushes the ball up the left-hand side. We'll see if Whitney can keep her there. She finds her sister, Allison Cass.
Good
and the
dive
Rangers
to the rim by Quartermeyer.
kind of fall asleep on that play. Good ball movement by...
Yeah, 2 backside shots there. One with the back door kind of on the pass, and then the other one with the offensive rebound. They get 2 easy ones in a row. Over the top to...
Nice find by Whitney Edwards.
Really good pass, and then Maggie Taylor knocks down that 2-pointer. She'll also go to the free throw line. A foul on the play there. Maybe look like it's on number 23, so that'll be on Cass, I believe.
Cassidy Moody checks in for the Rangers. Elena Dean will take a seat. So the Rangers go big here. They're going to go with Whitney Edwards, Maggie Taylor, and Cassidy Moody. A lot of size. Whitney will probably bump out to be a wing. So Taylor goes to the line here looking for point number 12, and it is up and good. So Taylor has done a lot of the heavy lifting for the Rangers here so far.
Yep, brings it to a 3-point ball game now, 25-22 with just about halfway through the second quarter. Going to be a travel called on the play there. That'll turn the ball over to the Rangers.
So you talked about it, Josh, where the Rangers' defensive pressure has maybe created some of these turnovers and gives them a chance here to either tie the game or cut it to 1 point. And here we said Whitney's going to be out on the perimeter. They kind of go with a 4-out look and let Cassidy roam the paint.
Yep. Ross will put up the 3-pointer, can't get it to fall. Looks like the Rangers' Taylor is going to retain possession there.
Oh,
he had her on the backside and just a little bit high on the pass there. So that'll turn the ball over to the Wildcats.
All right, Allison Cass brings the ball up the court. She's the leading scorer for the Wildcats. She's held to 2 points right now so far this game. And another turnover. That's
good. I mean, that's just good defensive pressure there. So Rangers doing a good job defending. See if they can get it going on the offense here. This kind of feel like what we talked about. They kind of go on a little bit of a dry spell every once in a while. See if the Rangers can kind of get out of that funk here.
So Edwards takes a look. You know, I've really been impressed by Custer's defensive positioning. They just always seem to be in the right spot at the right time, pushing like that, pushing Whitney to the baseline and not giving up a shot. Ramsey Karam.
Ooh, almost. I thought that was in from this angle. It looked good. Doesn't get that one to fall, and the Rangers come down with the rebound. Get the ball inside to the post. I mean, just really good, really good defense by both teams. Wildcats are making everything difficult for the Rangers, too. Shots put up, good offensive rebound by Cass, and then gets it back to
her sister
Cass, and knocks it down for the two-pointer. So a couple possessions now where the Wildcats have gotten some offensive rebounds, and that's something that the Rangers really want to contain right now if there's any way to do that, obviously.
And we've talked about it all season. Rebounds are pursued when the ball is in the air, and Allie Cass just did a wonderful job of chasing the ball down there. Nice drive there by Whitney Edwards. She kind of draws the contact from Quartermeyer, and that'll be Quartermeyer's first foul, team's fourth, and sends Whitney Edwards to the free throw line. First shot on the way is no good, and Custer brings in Allie Kelly and Wallstrom. So some fresh bodies here.
Checks in for Cass and Cass.
The law firm.
The law firm, too.
So Edwards' second free throw on the way is no good, rattles out. Rebound Quartermeyer. Looked like Custer looks to push the ball here. Allie Kelly on the right side. Ross guarding Kelly, and another travel. You know, it's just, if you're Custer, you've got to be sitting there going, we have been very anemic on offense. We have traveled, we've turned the ball over, and we still have a 5-point lead. And if you're Hill City, you're saying, hey, our defense has stepped up, we forced some turnovers, but we got to put the ball in the hoop.
Get it going offensively.
Yep, at this point, Hill City has 5 points, and they're all from Maggie Taylor in this quarter.
Here's Taylor again, gets to the baseline. Oh, it's going to be a double dribble there.
A good ball fake, got her on her left hip, and said, I am so wide open, I'm going to take one more dribble and make a reverse layup.
Yeah, that'll turn the ball over to the Wildcats here. 2:09 left to play in the first half. Yeah, after some really big outputs scoring-wise in the first quarter, everything is really kind of ground to a halt here, really on both sides of the ball. Both teams all of a sudden, and I think you have to credit the defense on both ends. Another good defensive possession there by Ross, and she gets it over to Edwards, who gets to the rim, can't get it to fall. And
you know, Wallstrom really deserves a lot of credit on that play. She hustled back on defense and made Edwards really double clutch that layup.
So now the Wildcats retain possession again, gets the ball into Quartermeyer. Good dive to the rim there by Sedlacek. She'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
And that's one thing Custer have really been impressed by is ball goes to the post, they don't just stand and watch. They're diving to the front of the rim. That time it pays off as Sedlacek gets fouled for a pair of free throws here.
Foul on Lily Ross, her first, team's fourth. Can't get the first one to go. It looks like Elena Dean will check back in, as well as Allison Cass for the Wildcats. Give Kelly a rest and Moody a rest for the Rangers. Second free throw off the back iron, rebounded there by Maggie Taylor. The Rangers will bring the ball into the front court. Abby Simmonsma controls it, gets it over to Edwards.
Good cut there by Simmonsma. Ball's reversed to Ross, top of the key. Shot clock down to 10.
Get the ball into
good
Taylor.
left-handed move, just can't finish.
Go, but the Rangers come down with the rebound. Whitney Edwards is going to try to kick the ball out. Going to be tipped and stay with the Rangers.
Ball was tipped. The Custer crowd not happy with that call, but Josh, what do? We always support the referees here in this position, don't we?
Now they're going to talk about it here. Actually looks like they're talking about the shot clock. That's what they were talking about there, making sure the shot clock was correct. Rangers inbound the ball to Simmons-Munch. She'll control at the top of the key. Looks like they're going to run the horn set. Screen there.
Whitney can knock that shot down.
Going to be long, but Ross with the rebound. Can't get that to go. I think it's going to be tipped out to the Rangers. Looks like Quartermeyer knocked that one out, so the Rangers will retain possession. Those are the ones that you really want, those easy ones to drop for you if you're a Ranger fan. But they do retain possession. See if they can get another good one here.
So 2 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock. Simmons-Munch drives. Taylor's already knocked 1-3 down. That's going to be a little short here. Allison Cass on the rebound.
Now the Wildcats can play for one if they'd like. 23 seconds left to play in the quarter. They're going to get it inside the Quartermeyer. Going to be turned over. Rangers steal it back. Well, they look to push. Simmons-Munch going to get all the way to the rim and take it in for 2 points.
Now here's that 7-6-5. Custer's going to look for a shot at the rim here with Quartermeyer.
Puts it up, going to be short. They can't get that one to fall at the end of the first half. So after the first half, the Wildcats lead the Rangers 27-24. The Rangers actually win that quarter by 1 point. Looks like they're going to 7-6 was the total output after a 21-17 first quarter. That quarter goes 7-6. So both coaches probably doing what we were talking about. We've got to play better defense, and they both come out and do exactly that.
Yep, both teams definitely picked up their defensive intensity. It was a fun quarter, and here we are, 3 points separating two really good teams right now.
All right, well, I think Lando has some PSAs that we're going to play. We'll be back in a few minutes.
So is it too late to tell them to like and subscribe?
No, like and subscribe. And I did get some information from the world internet when we talked about URLs. Somebody texted me, Matt Simmons-Munch, just for your info. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locators.
Okay, I like that.
So
I like that.
See you can't see the URL on our thing right now, but you will in the second half. Like and subscribe. We will be back. We will be back in
5 minutes.
5 minutes to get you ready for the second half.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports have you. Everyone agrees high school sports give us plenty of reasons to cheer. And now's a great time for us to give back. Supporting your hometown high school won't cost you much, but it will go a long way to ensuring the games we love the most are here to stay. South Dakota high school sports. They're good for our kids, good for our community, and best of all, they're good for you.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
It's been a trying year for parents. They've been confronted with countless challenges and have always risen to the occasion. If it isn't too much to ask, the 30,000 high school student athletes in South Dakota have one last request.
Please, set an example.
Disorderly fan conduct at high school athletic events is on the rise. It increasingly involves parents. There's no question that parents are passionate. There's no question they care about their children. But at a time when we're all wound a little more tightly than usual, it's worth remembering this about South Dakota high school sports. Always be a good example. Stop unruly fan behavior. before it starts.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
What's your favorite high school sports memory? A late inning rally? A game-winning shot? A photo finish? Maybe it's a pep rally or a pregame ritual. Maybe it's the euphoria of a late-night bus ride home after a hard-fought win. Maybe it's having pizza with teammates after the game. Now, imagine if it never happened at all. School sports need your help. With budgets getting tighter, it's more than the games that are on the line. It's all the traditions, the community pride, the culture of your hometown high school. Plus, all those memories that are on the line, too. What can you do? It's simple. Buy a ticket when you can. Go to a game. Take the whole family. Let's do everything we can to keep those cherished school sports memories alive.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in South Dakota.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
All of us love sports, but not all sports are created equal. College sports have big budgets, dedicated alumni networks, and corporate sponsorships. Professional sports have even deeper pockets, millionaire owners, lucrative TV and radio deals, and merchandise sales. High school sports.
All right, welcome back here. We're at 5.5 minutes till we tip off in the second half. Again, this is Blake Gardner, Josh Dias, and Landon Wiley and Associates here.
Yeah, Landon, we got a lot of good comments from your graphics. The new graphics improved for the last ball game of the year. Hopefully by the next year, the tip-off, we'll remember how to do this. Landon will. I don't know if you and I will.
Yeah, our number one fan, Todd Grabow, traveling down I-90, said you are extremely underpaid for the work that you do. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you're cruising around watching basketball, a lot of good games here. Region or Class A basketball playoffs going on.
Yeah, you got some scores from around the area.
Scores from around the state. Number 1 Wagner beat Hanson 48-36. Number 2 ranked West Central beat Tri-Valley. And number 5 Hamlin beat Sioux Valley 55-37. West River Schools winner 58, Stanley County 27, and Red Cloud 82-20 over Little Wound. And then within the region, Bell beat Lee Deadwood 52-18. Still waiting on a score check from the Hot Springs Rapid City Christian game.
So right now it looks like all the seeds have held. Right now the lower seed, number 5 seeded Custer Wildcats, leading the Rangers 27-24, like we talked about at the beginning of the ball game. I mean, these teams are so evenly matched. 3-point game at halftime, and we expect it to be a tight game all the way to the end.
Yeah, so, I mean, just kind of replay off the top of your head some of the key points in the game so far, Josh.
You know, it's interesting because a lot of times teams will come out, in the big games and everybody's tight and, it's hard to get a basket. It was the totally opposite here. Both teams came out and they were just scoring left and right. 21-17 at the end of the first quarter. Both teams kind of went back to the huddles and they regrouped and started playing really good defense, locked it down. I think which team right now can keep playing that defense, but then also kind of translate it on the offensive side of the ball, kind of, score a little bit better. That team's going to have a real big advantage in the second half.
Yeah, and I think if you're Custer, you're happy that you found a way to manufacture some points. They had a back door on a play. They had 2 putbacks there in the second half or second quarter, whereas Hill City, they had some opportunities at the rim, but they just couldn't finish around the rim. And so I expect this game to go right down to the wire, just like the other two. and I would be disappointed if it didn't.
Yeah, I think, one player who stepped up for the Rangers is Maggie Taylor. I think she's the leading scorer for the Rangers right now in the ball game. We talked about Simmonsma and Edwards both being 1,000-point scorers. The Wildcats have done a pretty good job on those two. Taylor stepped up. See if that trend will continue in the second half here.
Yeah, some stats from the game. Maggie Taylor leads all scorers with 12 points. Whitney Edwards has 4. Abby Simmonsma has 6. Again, just a reminder, Abby Simmonsma went over 1,000 points on the, I think it was the first basket of the game,
First basket of the game,
So she entered the game with 999 points, so congrats to Abby Simmonsma on that accomplishment. And then Anna Dean has 2. For the Wildcats, really a lot of balance here with, it looks like Saladchek and Karam both have 6. Wallstrom has 5. Allie Cass has 4. Allie Kelly has 2. And Kellen Quartermeyer has 2. Remember, unofficial statistics.
Unofficials. And actually, I mean, we talked about at the beginning of the game, Allie Cass is their leading scorer on the season. Right now, I think she's maybe the 4th leading scorer on the team. So they've obviously got some players that can score, and they've had some players that can step up. Sedlacek stepped up in the first quarter, had a real nice first quarter, and then Karam knocking down some threes there. So real balanced scoring.
Yeah,
for the
Wildcats have 6 players in the scoring column. Meanwhile, the Rangers have 4. But again, Maggie Taylor doing a lot of the heavy lifting. And I think if you're the Rangers, you have to look at every time the ball goes to the post, there's 3 Wildcat defenders just swarming, chopping, and going for the ball. So, like I said, Custer does such a great job of moving without the ball. When it goes to the post, they cut to the rim. I'd like to see Hill City do that a little bit.
Yeah, they did do it one time when Elena Dean got the back door right at the end of the first quarter here. So yeah, I agree with that, especially when they kind of get focused in on our post. There's some chances to cut off that post player and maybe get an easy one. So just getting ready to start the second half here. Looks like the Rangers are going to start with the basketball and down by 3 points, looking for a good one in the second half. Good crowd here tonight, as you would expect.
Kind of an awkward silence. You signed us off a little too soon. Remember, we are amateurs.
Well, we're more than amateurs, or less than amateurs.
I'd like to say thank you to the 108 fans watching tonight, and hopefully you're enjoying this wonderful game. And it's a great crowd. Anytime Hill City and Custer get together, there's a lot of good-spirited rivalry, energy. I like being on this side of the court because we got Smokey the Bear. The only thing is you can't see really the home crowd from here, and the stands on this side of the stadium are packed on this side of the arena here. So, all right, here we go. Rangers looked inbound the ball. Lily Ross gonna take it up top.
Yeah, they're trying to ISO here. Abby Simmonsma on the wing.
Great point. They ran that play one time earlier in the first half, and they got a bucket off of it. Yep, Maggie Taylor, high post. It kind of, it's a zone.
Yeah, they're in a 2-3 zone.
It's a box and one, I think. I think they're face guarding Simmonsma.
I think it's just a 2-3 zone.
Well, somebody forgot their assignment because they were face guarding Simmonsma.
Well, that could be.
It's like we go into a timeout or halftime, and I say, Josh, you're going to do this, and you come out and you forget what you're supposed to do.
One person's still man-to-man, and the other far in the zone. So the Rangers stay straight up man-to-man here.
Good, solid defense again.
Try to go over the top and stay with the Wildcats. Tipped out of bounds there by Whitney Edwards. Wildcats will retain possession, take inbound from underneath their own basket. 16 seconds left to go on the shot clock.
Custer starts in a box set. Don't be surprised if they try to get more Kellen Quartermeyer something right around the rim. Oh, a nice seal there by Saladchek, and that's just Whitney Edwards, a
kind of 4-year
starter. Of
basketball, absolutely.
Great basketball IQ, and we haven't even said it yet, but she's just such a calming influence and an anchor on this team.
I think they're playing. I think they're in a triangle and 2. They're playing man-to-man defense on Edwards and on Simmonsma. So they're in a triangle and 2 right now.
Which, if you're Maggie Taylor, you're probably licking your chops here, saying, "I'm unguarded." Essentially, right. I'm in a zone. So 3-second call there. So it's got the Rangers a little bit rattled. Good coaching in-game management by Coach Toby Cass there, and we'll see how Coach Ginsbaugh comes back here in the third quarter. Right now, Simmonsma guarding Cass, keeping her on the left-hand side. Again, we like to see that from a defensive positioning standpoint. Elena Dean guarding Wallstrom. And there's a scrum. Good hustle play.
Timeout called by the Wildcats.
I'm the only one clapping right now, but that is playoff basketball. When it comes down
on the court.
Yeah, it could come down to 1 or 2 possessions, and that might be it. You know, at the end of the game, you always look at the last 10 seconds or 20 seconds, but it might have been a jump ball that you got in the third quarter. And then, you know, we're old coaches, right? So we love charges. We love getting on the floor
Great
for loose
defensive,
balls.
offensive rebounds, those kind of hustle plays, absolutely.
The 5-second counts. We love the grinder plays.
Yeah, I find it a little bit interesting that Coach Cass has gone to the triangle and 2 just at the beginning of the second half, just because they were doing such a good job of defending in that second quarter. And obviously, the Rangers have not got it. Well, they did get 1 shot off, but haven't scored yet in the second half. So we'll see how the.
Great news! My long-lost friend Danny DeLang reports in Rapid City Christians up 27-8 over Hot Springs. Danny, great to hear from you. Congrats on your new job. You're a rock star, my man.
You might have to hire him for a call-in correspondent moving forward.
You bet.
Block shot there by the Rangers, and Abby Simmons will bring the ball the other way.
And again, a lot of the Rangers are going to have open looks here. They've got to be aggressive and knock it down. Right here, Maggie Taylor gets some space. Lily Ross some space. Now crash the boards.
Knocks it down in the corner for 3 points. And that'll tie up the ball game. So, you know, obviously that's the way to shoot somebody out of the triangle and 2 defenses. Have those players that aren't being guarded man-to-man.
Another great defensive play by Whitney Edwards. Rangers look to run here.
A good defensive play there by the Wildcats to steal it right back. So they'll come the other way with the basketball. Wallstrom's looking to push, and she's going to get all the way to the rim. Blocked by Abby Simmonsma. Now the Rangers look the other way. They've got a 3-on-1 if they can retain possession and can't do it. So it's going to turn the ball over to the Wildcats here.
You know, Hill City's had a couple of those where you just think they have numbers and they're going to go on a run, and you know, it happens. The ball just falls out of your hands.
You kind of get excited. We got a 3-on-1 here and just kind of press a little bit too hard.
So Custer kind of going back to their base offense here. 4 out, 1 in, pass and cut. I love that. Good ball movement. So Wallstrom with a 2.
Down the 2-pointer. So good kind of calming basket for the Wildcats there. They do a good job offensively to get a good one. Get it into Dean. Knocks down the 2-pointer. Elena Dean, good look there.
It almost looked, Josh, like they were not sure if they were in that triangle and 2 or if they were going back to man-to-man, and Dean was open.
Made him pay by knocking down the layup. Skip pass over to Cass. Looks to drive on Simmonsma. Going to be a knocked out of bounds here by Simmonsma. Ball will stay with the Wildcats. Looks like Anna Dean's going to check in here. She's going to check in for her sister Elena. Pretty good ball game for Elena so far. She's been playing really good defensively, and she's got a couple buckets for the Rangers. Moody's going to check in for Maggie Taylor. Also for the Wildcats, it looks like Karam checks in for Portemeyer. So the Wildcats go small again, like we've seen them do in the first half a few times. Karam's going to shoot the 3-pointer from the corner. Can't get it to fall, but going to be rebound there on the play by
Bailey Cass, it looks like, and she'll be fouled by Cassidy Moody of Hill City.
Go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
It's Cassidy's first, and it's the first of the second half. So Bailey Cass takes a couple dribbles. The sophomore, coach's daughter, knocks down her first free throw. Gives Custer a 30-29 lead.
Knocks down the second. So we'll see now, what the Wildcats want to do defensively. Looks like they're back into the regular man-to-man defense here.
Nice aggressive take by Lily Ross, and the Rangers really do need Lily to be aggressive. A little push there by Whitney Edwards, going for the rebound. Again, a good aggressive foul. I think the Rangers can live with that. That's Whitney's first foul, and it's the first one of the second half. Rangers apply a little full court pressure defense. Anna Dean's back in the game. She sat most of the first half with 2 fouls. Again, Abby's doing a great job of keeping the Cass girl to her left hand.
Karam just with her foot on the line, going to knock down the 2-point jumper. Pretty good shooter from the outside as Karam knocked down a couple threes, and that one was almost a 3.
Yeah, she's a very good shooter. Good backdoor there by Lily Ross.
Lily Ross gets it to fall down around the rim. Should get 2.5 points for that one. For
I
as
think
many times as that went around.
You
the
had
rim.
a putt that went in the hole like that this weekend in Arizona, didn't you?
Yes. Rolled around 3 times. Another 3-pointer put up there off the rim. Going to be rebounded by Whitney Edwards. Moody's got the...
See, an example there is Abby drives baseline and Lily's standing out here. That's where you want her. I'd like to see her slide, do the baseline drift, or just dive right to the rim.
Yeah, I like sliding to the baseline just to at least show yourself to your teammate there.
Yep, so box set here for the Rangers. Abby's going to come across, and
there'll be a foul there called on Moody.
All right, it's 2 fouls on Moody. She picks them both up here in the last couple minutes. That's second, looks like that's the 3rd foul on the Rangers this half. I think that's wrong on the scoreboard.
Really good team defense out in the out-of-bounds play by the Wildcats. They're just making it tough even for the Rangers to inbound the basketball. Usually on those out-of-bounds plays, you want to set something up to score, and the Rangers having a hard time even getting the ball in. Really good move there by Sedlacek, just can't get the layup to go. So the Rangers kind of dodge one there, come down with the rebound, and Whitney Edwards is going to take the ball all the way to the rim, going to be fouled on the drive, I think. Fouled on the floor. It's like number 23, I believe. That's going to be Cass. Second foul. Team's first of the half. Quartermeyer and Kelly check back into the ball game.
Maggie Taylor checks back in for the Rangers. Give Whitney Edwards just a little breather here. 3:07 left in the 3rd quarter. Let's see what the Rangers draw up for an out-of-bounds play. Kind of that 3rd player around, screen the screener. So it looks like they're in zone out of the out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, so they're now just in a regular 2-3 zone. Shot put up there by Simmonsma. Little deep, going to be rebounded by Quartermeyer. Good rebound there by Quartermeyer.
Here's Sedlacek. She's gotten to the rim the last couple times. She's really aggressive attacking the rim. I like her game. Quartermeyer takes a peek, nothing doing, kicks it out to Cass, right back to Quartermeyer. It's a fun matchup with these two girls.
Going to be tipped out of bounds by Moody. Stay with the Wildcats. Again, 16 seconds left to go on the shot clock. Just like the last time they hit the ball out of bounds.
A little cross screen here, and Quartermeyer opens up.
Blocked, and then rebounded there by Quartermeyer.
Coach Cass says, let's take a timeout and talk about some things here with 2:29. We'll take a little break with them as Landon Wiley and Associates plays his PSA.
I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. And school sports have it down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in South Dakota.
This message presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Are you worried how 2020 has impacted your teen's social development? We are too.
All right, we are back with Hill City going to inbound the ball with a 4-point deficit. Really a fun game here so far on the first night of the Region 8A playoffs.
Yeah, so Wildcats take a timeout there. They're come back just in straight up man-to-man defense here, and the Rangers come in the double high screen for Simmonsma. Going to be a foul called there. Hill City, I think, gets a little bit lucky there that Custer commits a foul there. Kind of had The Rangers in a tough position. They're trapped on the baseline. But
Yep, that'll be a foul on Allie Kelly. That's her first. And again, Custer's going to go with the zone. And it's kind of given Hill City some trouble on the inbounds plays.
Well, this is where you've got Abby Simmons wide open. Knocks down the three-pointer. Big shot there, so the Rangers pull within 1 point. After the shot, the Wildcats try to run the sideline out of bounds and almost turn the ball over, but they do retain possession. But there's a turnover, and Abby Simmons going to take all the way to the...
It's ironic that she
goes to her right hand. She does that a lot. It's interesting how she does as a left-handed player, then goes to the right-hand side. Knocks down the layup, so the Rangers take their first lead in quite some time here.
Kind of gets the crowd going too, Josh.
Yep. Shot there by Cass at the elbow. Can't get it to fall. Rebounded there by Maggie Taylor, and she's going to bring the ball up. Rangers look to push a little bit. The Wildcats do a good job of getting back on defense. Good post entry to Edwards, and another three put up there by Ross. Going to be short. Good hustle there by Anna Dean. Gets the ball tipped to Whitney Edwards, and she's going to knock down the two-pointer, so the Rangers go up by 3. And you really feel the Ranger crowd here trying to get into it. They want another stop here, see what the Rangers can do. See if the Wildcats can have a good possession here offensively.
Good battle down there, and good help by
Quartermeyer, and then reverses it to Cass. She puts up the shot. Not going to go. Actually, I kind of like good defensive there by the Cass of the Wildcats. I was just going to say, I kind of like Taylor bringing the ball up just because Quartermeyer's not going to give any pressure there. She did the last time, was able to get a good post entry to Edwards.
Ball's tipped to Ross. Left-handed shot on the way. No good, but a foul.
I think that's going to be called on Kelly. It'll be her second. Team third foul, so only 3 team fouls apiece in the second half here. Lily Ross goes to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Can't get the first one to go. Looks like Elena Dean's going to check back into the ball game. She'll give Abby Simmons a rest probably for the last few seconds of the third quarter, and then hope that she'll go the rest of the ball game, I would expect. Ross to shoot the second.
Ross is having a nice third quarter. She's got 5 points in this quarter, make it 6. And
Rangers up by 2 with 28 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Elena Dean pressuring the ball. That's what she does. She just plays good, solid defense. Good move there by Wallstrom. Gets all the way to the rim and knocks down the two-pointer, ties the ball game up.
It's 9 points on the night for Wallstrom. 13 seconds here in the third quarter. Shot by Ross, no good. Rebound on the backside, but we're not coordinated enough.
We're not. We're both watching, and then we're going to talk about the play on those exciting ones, and then.
Hey, I thought you were Al Michaels and I was Chris Collinsworth.
Well, you're doing the play-by-play, and I'm the person that.
Actually, we're the Manning brothers.
Yeah, we are the Manning. There's no play-by-play.
Less intelligent Manning brothers here.
Right,
so
right.
Maggie Taylor goes to the line, hasn't scored here in the third quarter. First shot is on the way. She breaks the streak, so she's at 13 for the game, and she's having a really solid game. Even though she hasn't scored here on the offensive end, she's really controlled the defensive glass on the other end. So Maggie Taylor will shoot her second one with just under 6 seconds here in the third quarter, and what's been a fun basketball game so far.
Knocks down the second, and now the Wildcats are going to look to try to get a shot off here with 6 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Sedlacek gets it down to Cass. She's going to shoot it from the wing, off the glass, just off the rim, so no good. So after 3 quarters, the Rangers take the lead. They lead the ball game 41-39. Hey, like we talked about from the very beginning of the ball game, this is going to be a tight one, and it's been the tight one all along. I think the largest lead of the game has been 4 points right now for the Wildcats. Rangers lead by 2. I expect this fourth quarter to be just the same, back and forth, really come down to the wire. So looking forward to a good finish.
You bet. And let's see here. I'm just doing the math. Wallstrom still leads the Wildcats with 9. Karam at 8. Allie Cass with 6. Bailey Cass with 4. Quartermeyer with 4. And Allie Kelly has 2. Nobody really in foul trouble right now. You know, as a coach, you're always thinking about that. Who's got fouls? Allie Kelly has 2, Wallstrom has 2, and Allison Cass has 2. Kind of surprised. Quartermeyer only has 1. She fouled out the previous game and had 4 fouls the game before that. For the Rangers, Maggie Taylor leads the way with 14. Abby Simmonsma with 11. Whitney and Lily each have 6, and Elena Dean with 2. Again, nobody really in foul trouble, which is nice. Going down the stretch, Moody, Dean each have 2. Abby Simmonsma and Lily Ross each have 1. So fourth quarter should be a fun game here.
Fourth quarter, here we come. The Wildcats will start with possession of the basketball game. Rangers staying in their man-to-man defense. It'll be interesting to see what the Wildcats have kind of been changing up defenses, but Rangers have been just straight up man-to-man the whole ball game. I wouldn't expect to be anything different here.
That's a good quarter for the Rangers, 17-point quarter. That's a call you do not see very often there, Josh. I know you were kind of looking down, but Bailey Cass ran on the baseline. She stepped out of bounds. She stayed out of bounds. And that is is it a delay game? What do they call that?
Yeah, I think it is. It's a violation, delay a game violation. I don't know why it's called a delay a game, because maybe there's no better way to define it, but turns the ball over to the Rangers.
So Simmonsma looks to drive. Coach Ginsbaugh is trying to isolate her on this side of the court
good
again.
Good defense by Wallstrom there to cut off that drive to the baseline. Now Dean gets the ball into Maggie Taylor, misses the shot there, rebounded by Sedlicek of the Wildcats, and Wallstrom will look to bring the ball the other way. Wallstrom's going to get all the way to the rim, going to be fouled there by Elena Dean. Looks like she'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair.
You know, when she gets a full head of steam like that, she's really hard to guard, isn't she?
Yeah, and she's got around Dean a couple times. That's one that Elena Dean plays so up, good pressure defense. Sometimes if a player can just get a step, they kind of get around. Shot put in there by Wallstrom. The first one goes down.
That's 10 points on the night for Wallstrom, so she's having a great game.
She was my key of the game at the beginning of the game. So second one goes down, 41-41 tie ball game here. 7:18 left to play in the ball game. Abby Simmonswell brings the ball into the front court.
Yeah, and it's hard to think that, it's 41-41, so both teams have scored a ton of points, but you're sitting there going, who is going to make the play on offense that really kind of is a momentum type play, right? A game-changing play. And Elena Dean, shot on the way is no good.
Be tipped out of bounds by the Wildcats. Will stay with the Rangers.
So again, it looks like Custer, they might go man out of this one. I can't tell.
They're in their 2-3 zone still.
Yep, and that makes it hard when you try to do pick the picker and there's in their zone. So the Rangers here look to work the ball inside. Whitney Edwards takes a look up top. Maggie Taylor
gets to Anna Dean, knocks it down. 2-point field goal good there by Anna Dean. Now the Wildcats get the ball quickly into the front court, and Sedlicek gets all the way to the rim. Going to be fouled there by Maggie Taylor.
What are we going to say, Josh? It's predictable.
She does the pancake slap, as Rich Canupi would call it. It's almost an automatic call, the automatic pancake slap
It's
call.
Our first pancake slap reference of the night, but we always say if your hands are straight up, refs aren't going to call that very often.
It's almost as soon as you break your wrist, they're going to call that foul.
As soon as you slap down, it's almost an automatic foul.
So free throw good, no good there by Sedlicek.
So Lily Ross runs the scorer's table. She'll check in on a made basket here. Sedlicek, second shot, no good. Big rebound, Maggie Taylor. Like I said, Maggie is having such an impact on the game at the defensive end with the rebounding. So Simmonsma kind of surveys the floor here, looking to get an opening. Elena Dean dribble drives.
Will be fouled there. Check the foul on Cass, maybe.
That is 3 now on Cass. So it's something to keep your eye on here with 6 minutes to go. She's got her third personal foul.
Looks like the Rangers have 6 players, so Coach Ginsbaugh is going to take a timeout, I think. Get organized here. So just a minute Just almost 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. The Rangers retain their 2-point lead that they had coming into the fourth, 43-41. Coach Ginsbaugh calls a timeout. See if he can draw up something on the out-of-bounds play. They've had a little bit of a struggle even getting the basketball in out of these baseline out-of-bounds plays. So see if Ginsbaugh can come up with a different look offensively out of this out-of-bounds play.
Yeah, so Custer's thrown a few different defensive looks. We've seen a triangle and 2. We've seen some man. We've seen kind of what we call a dork defense. We've seen a 2-3 zone. So they're really trying to keep Hill City off balance and guessing on this. Take a moment here to say shout out to Kelly O'Brien. He's listening. I know Joe Noyes. He's listening.
Matt Simmons must listen in. Of course, Todd Grabau's listening. Matt Simmons must says he's going to make himself some pancake slapjacks tomorrow morning for breakfast.
Oh, man. You know, one phrase gone wrong, and it's just a staple of our commentary now. Staple. Rich Canupi, our sideline reporter, came up with that one here. So it'll be interesting to see what Custer comes out in on defense. It looks like the 2-3 zone again, and we'll see what Coach Ginsbaugh. A lot of times if you just screen the backside of a zone and you try to get your best shooter like Abby Simmons won here, but they might be a man here. I don't know.
They're in the same 2-3 zone. They kind of almost play man-to-man on the wings there with their two top players of the zone, and then underneath the basket they're in a
I expect that
2-3.
all three here on the wing are going to go forward and maybe try to get Maggie a lob.
Get the ball into Anna Dean here. Ross is going to work the ball around.
So now they look to attack the 2-3 zone.
Get the ball into Taylor. Good defense there by the Wildcats.
You know, and against the zone, Josh, the weak spots in the zone are the high post and the short corner, and Hill City isn't able to get the ball to either of those spots. So Custer comes back, 2-point lead for the Rangers. And Salacek into
Kara.
Again, there's that give and go, so effective for the Wildcats. So Lily Ross guarding Wallstrom, gives her a little space because Wallstrom's an athlete.
Yeah, she's got to the basket a few times tonight, leading the Wildcats in scoring right now, I think, on the ball game. Well, good defense there by Anna Dean.
And that is Edwards' fourth steal of the second half. She's just in the right place at the right time, and that's a senior that knows the game of basketball.
Shot put up by Simmons, went just off the back iron, so the Wildcats rebound it and look to push the basketball up the court. Rangers do a good job of getting back defensively.
So Rangers playing some pressure defense. Allie Cass in there. What a big play. Maggie Taylor slides over and picks up the foul, but not before Allie Cass makes the bucket.
Yeah, so that'll tie the ball game up with 4:53 left to play in the fourth quarter, and Cass will go to the free throw line to shoot the end one. A little deep on that. Simmons comes down with the rebounds. The ball game's still tied up, 43 all. Simmons will bring the ball into the front court. Now it looks like the Wildcats do go back. No, they're still in their 2-3 zone here. A foul on Quartermeyer. Kind of feels like the officials are tightening things up a little bit here in the fourth quarter. So as a player, you got to kind of realize how the officials are starting to call the ball game, kind of adjust your game because of that.
Yep, second foul on Quartermeyer, and that is the team 6. So the next one will be a bonus for both teams here. So they're
get the ball into Maggie Taylor.
You know, I know it's just a real basic thing, but we always, talk with our youth kids about rim post action. Good move by Whitney. Time to say it. Her footwork is so good around the rim.
We do say her footwork. She's got such good footwork around the rim almost every ball game, and we probably should say it more. That's how good it is.
That's steal number 5 for Whitney Edwards here in the second half alone. I wish I would have kept track in the first half.
I was wondering if you were keeping track in the second.
Of course, in my brain.
That's what I was thinking. Now,
nice drive there. That was almost like a Wallstrom drive where she got ahead of steam, but she misses the
timeout called there by Coach Cass. Going to be a full timeout. Rangers lead 45-43 midway through the fourth quarter.
Okay, so I didn't finish my thought. So offensively for Hill City, when they catch the ball, I think Abby Simmonsman does a really good job of this. Every time she catches it, she's a threat. She looks at the rim. But I'd like to see all 5 girls on the Hill City, every time they catch it, look at the rim, at least make Custer guard you.
Not just look at the rim. You have to get yourself in a shooter stance or a athletic stance to at least give the illusion that you're going to possibly shoot the ball, pass the ball, just to get that defense to step toward you. That really will open up the post for you.
Right, but Custer's executing their game plan just really brilliantly. And it's hard to say that when they're at 45-43, but they've done an awesome job on defense.
Yeah, I mean, their focus, obviously, I think, as it should be, is to make somebody else beat you. Don't let Abby Simmonsma, don't let Whitney Edwards beat you. Right now, I think is Maggie Taylor still the leading scorer for the Rangers?
Yep, she's at 14 right now, and Simmonsma has got 11. Whitney Edwards has 8. So those are the big 3 for Hill City right now.
Yeah, so they're making somebody else be the leading scorer. Right now, Maggie Taylor has been able to do that. We'll see if we can keep it up in the last half of the fourth quarter here. So after the timeout, the Wildcats will retain possession, down 2 points, 3:58 left to play in the ball game. We'll see if Coach Cass drew something up here out of that timeout. Looks like they're trying to just get a high screen for Wallstrom.
Ball's kicked out.
Cass shoots the three-pointer, going to be short. Rebound there by Anna Dean. Gets the ball over to Abby Simmonsma. Pretty good shot there.
Pretty good look for Cass. She's a really good shooter. She's their leading scorer, and I think that they could live with that shot. Allie Cass has got 8 points tonight. You can just see how when
Anna has an open three-pointer for Simmonsma, she knocks that down. That's what the Rangers have really been looking for, just to get a little space. She's such a good shooter. She knocks down a big one there in the second half of the fourth quarter. Rangers go up by 5, 48-43 on a big three-pointer by Abby Simmonsma.
So, high ball screen here.
Good screen and roll. Just can't quite get it to go, but they do retain possession and end up getting a wide open three-pointer themselves. Missed, and the rebound by Whitney Edwards, and she'll bring the ball up court herself.
Earlier we talked about how the rebounds are pursued while the ball's in the air. Whitney took off from the three-point line to go get that rebound. So
attacked the basketball.
5-point lead for the Rangers, which is their largest in the second half. Second largest lead of the game. It's a good rip through by Simmonsma.
Can't quite get the layup to go, and rebounded by Custer. So big break there by the Wildcats, but then they're going to turn it over. Whitney Edwards with her 6th steal of the second half.
Unofficially. I like to keep stats with my eyes. All right, so the Rangers maybe slow it down just a bit. Take a look. It's a 2-possession game, possibly 3 here. And they want to make sure that they get a layup or a wide open shot.
Going to be a foul there. Offensive foul on, looks like on the backside of the screen. I think it's going to be on Maggie Taylor.
And that's Taylor's 3rd foul of the game, and that could be something to watch here. 2 minutes to go, 2:09 left.
Yeah, if you're a Ranger fan, you're saying, oh, darn it, that was away from the play, and we were going to get the ball into the post to Whitney Edwards. If you're a Custer fan, you're saying, yeah, they've been doing that all night. About time they call it.
That's right. All right, well, Wallstrom takes a peek here, surveys the floor, handoff to Bailey Cass. Backdoor there by Karam. Custer just moves so well without the ball. They're always putting pressure on the Rangers.
Good offensive rebound there by Sedlacek. Going to get a wide open 3 for Karam. Exactly who you want to shoot it, but she can't get it to go. Cass's shot underneath is going to be knocked out of bounds by the Rangers, so the Wildcats are going to retain possession, down 5 now with under 2 minutes left to play in the ball game, 1:44.
All right, key to the game in the last 1:44 is the 50-50 balls. Josh, who's going to get to those that may go one way or another? McPherson and Stanton talking about it.
I think it's the shot clock.
Shot clock again. Yeah. They say it's all good.
Wildcats will inbound from underneath.
Game on.
They're trying to get a good seal there by Sedlacek, and same thing. Edwards knew that play was coming. She's such a smart player. I mean, she says, I've seen this play before. We've played this team 2 times. They run that play, and a very good job of defending it.
What an awesome seal, though, by Custer and Sedlacek there. Good play.
Wallstrom going to be found there by Elena Dean.
Well, and that'll put Wallstrom to the line because that's a 1-and-1.
It's one where Elena said, her feet just slipped out from under her. Darn it. Wallstrom goes to the line to shoot the bonus. Knocks down the first. She'll earn the second, so it brings it to a 4-point ball game.
Wallstrom's been to the line a lot tonight. She is 4, 5, 6. She is, after this free throw, 6 of 8 on the night from the line.
Rebounded there by Maggie Taylor. 1 of 2 from the line, so it's a 4-point lead for the Rangers. Going to be out of bounds off of Simmons. Good defense there by Karam. Will turn the ball over to the Wildcats.
So Coach Cass subbing a little offense for defense right now. So Quartermeyer comes back in on the offensive end. Hill City's going to go Dean for Dean. Quick shout out to Coach Henry and Coach Cannellan, both listening to the game tonight.
To the game tonight. Cannellan doing a little scouting for either team that's going to win this ball game.
We have to stop providing such good insight. More misinformation.
More misinformation for the opposing coaches watching.
Good help side by Maggie Taylor there. Gets her hand on that.
Cass is going to steal it back for the Wildcats. Going to be fouled by Maggie Taylor, so she's going to go to the line to shoot the bonus.
That's 4 on Maggie Taylor here with 1:13 to go. And that's a big foul.
Yeah, Cass just did not give up on that play. The Rangers come down with the rebound, but she just kept fighting for it, got the turnover, and gets herself to the free throw line.
And we talk about how smart of a player Whitney Edwards is. I've been really impressed with Allison Cass. That's her second steal on that, just being a smart player, right place at the right time.
First free throw, nothing but net. She'll earn the bonus here. Wildcats down by 3 with 1:13 left to play in the ball game.
You know, Hill City's been stuck on 48 for a while. Simmonsma missed a layup. We had another shot at the rim. Couple turnovers.
Cass is going to take a timeout here, looks like. So 1:13 left to play in the ball game. The Rangers lead by 2. What are the Nostradamuses again? At the beginning of the ball game, we said it was going to come right down to the last couple minutes, and 48-46 ball game. Rangers lead by 2.
Yep, and those free throws gets Cass into double figures, so the Wildcats have 2 players with double figures, and Wallstrom, who's got 12, and Cass with 11. She's just 3 points shy of her season average. Meanwhile, the Rangers are leaning heavily on Simmonsma. She's had a good second half. She's at 14 points. Maggie Taylor's also got 14, but just there she picked up her 4th foul, so we'll see what Coach Ginsbaugh wants to do. If maybe he subs offense for defense or gives her a little breather here. So 1:13, I assume Custer's going to come out and play some full court pressure defense. 1 possession game. If you're the Rangers, you probably need a bucket here.
Yeah, absolutely the Rangers need a bucket. You know, I think the Wildcats do play pressure defense, but I don't think they want to play so much where they want to foul. They've really kind of locked down the Rangers defensively here. I don't think you want to put the Rangers on the free throw line to give them a free chance at it when you've been playing such good defense the last couple minutes of the ball game here.
So as we expected, a little full court defense. Nobody's guarding the ball. Instead, they put Solodchek at half court just to maybe stop a home run type play or something over the top. Simmonsma comes back to the ball. Karam guarding her closely. And now you get the ball across half court, a little high screen and roll, and you just try to put the ball in your best player's hand. And I think that's Abby and Whitney and Maggie here.
So Maggie's going to drive. Tries to get the ball over to Taylor, Whitney Edwards going to be knocked out of bounds by the Wildcats.
Ball was just tipped. It's almost like Maggie thought that Solodchek was going to go over and try to take a charge.
It looked like she had the layup if she wanted it there, and she tried to get it to Edwards. Kind of a tough pass. Maybe the Rangers a little bit fortunate that the Wildcats got their hand on that one.
Hardest place to inbounds from on the court is the sideline, so Lily Ross gets it in.
But now they get it into Edwards right underneath the basket and knocks it down. Exactly, you either want to have the ball in Simmonsma's hands or Edwards' hands, and they got the ball to Edwards right where you wanted in the post where she's so good with her footwork. Knocks down the 2-pointer, big shot there. Now Abby Simmonsma going to make the steal. Going to be turn the ball over, actually. Good defense there by the Wildcats, so they'll take possession of the basketball with 30.9 seconds left to play in the ball game.
That's tough. You want to be aggressive. You want to be, you're going, okay, you have the ball, shot clock's turned off, send your best free throw, let's shoot to the line. But you know what? You'd rather win in an aggressive way than lose in a passive.
She could have went and got a layup. It was really good hustle defense. And now look at Anna Dean comes up with a huge steal here at the end of the ball game. Going to be fouled on the play by Cass, and Anna Dean's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a bonus. You know, the Hill City fans are going crazy here. Really probably a pretty smart play on Cass's part to get that quick foul. Put Anna Dean on the free throw line. She's shooting a bonus, so really big free throws here.
Absolutely, and that's 4 fouls on Cass now. Anna Dean goes to the free throw line, and she's got 2 points on the night, so these are really big free throws.
No good. Get the first to go. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by Maggie Taylor. So 22.7 seconds left. The ball game is far from over. The Wildcats will inbound down 4. Looks like the Rangers bring some pressure. Just trying to use some clock, I think, here. You don't want to foul if you're the Rangers, but obviously just want to make the Wildcats use some clock up by 4. Wallstrom is going to get the ball in there, and Cass is going to take a timeout. So
that was
really good defense by the Rangers. Yeah. I mean, they took half of the game clock down. I think it was 23 seconds when Dean shot the free throw lines. Now it's 11.7. So just that pressure to take the time off the clock. Cass obviously now is going to try to get a play drawn up to. Some coaches say, let's get the 3. If it's me, I try to get the quick 2, the best shot available, and then you've got to foul right away, put the other team on the free throw line, and see if you can get lucky and have them miss a free throw.
So our scoreboard shows that's the last time out for Custer. If that is the case, that's big, because Hill City will want, if they get a bucket, let that ball bounce, and maybe that's what Coach Ginsbaugh is talking, is let it bounce. When the ref gets to 4.5, call timeout.
Yep.
You know, and ironically enough, the last time these two teams played, Hill City did that, and Randy Stanton was one of the refs and actually called a 5-second count because Hill City was trying to run the clock down.
That game was over in Custer, and it was surprising how quick that 5-second count was. Actually,
I didn't realize this, but the official rule is when the ball is available is when the count should technically start.
Not when you actually have the basketball.
And so the ball was available. All right, enough with the rules here. We got an exciting game, 11.5 seconds to go, 50-46. Custer with the sideline inbounds play.
Inbound to Wallstrom. 10 seconds left, high screen there. Looks like Cass is going to try to get out for a 3-pointer. Good defense by Simmons. Cass gets all the way to the rim.
Let it go.
Looks like Quartermeyer is going to take the shot. No good. The Hill City Rangers are going to win the ball game by 4 points, 50-46. You know, exciting ball game. Happy for the Rangers. You got to, give a hand to the Wildcats. They really came to battle. Either team who, one of the teams obviously had to lose the ball game tonight, and they both played hard. They both played well. A really well-played ball game on both sides of the court, offensively and defensively. Give a lot of credit to the Wildcats. Rangers win the ball game. They're moving on. Going to be playing the St. Thomas More Cavaliers on Saturday night. Let Blake total up the scores here. Like we said, so the Rangers go on to win the ball game 50-46. That'll be the, these games are always tough. You have always got seniors that'll be their last high school ball game for the Wildcats. Josie Wallstrom, who I believe led the Wildcats in scoring. It's going to be close. She's a senior. That'll be her last ball game. And then Kellen Quartermeyer in the post. So two seniors for Custer came out here. Both of those girls had nice ball games for the Wildcats, their last ball games. You got the stats there?
Yeah, I do. I'll start with Custer, and like you said, it is tough. That there's no easy time to ever go into the locker room and talk to your girls that played their last game. So it's a tough job Coach Toby Cass has right now to go talk to two really good players and send them off, I guess. But for Custer, Wallstrom led the way with 12. Allison Cass had 10. Let's see, we had Karam with 8, and she shot it really well tonight. I like her game. Solacek 6, and then Bailey Cass and Quartermeyer 4 each, and then Allie Kelly with 2.
Yeah, really balanced scoring the whole way across for the Wildcats. I mean, they had a lot of girls scored. I think 8 girls that scored, leading score with 12, the next with 10 there. I mean, they're an extremely balanced team, and it's one of those teams that, you know, they have a player that can step up and kind of lead you each night. Wallstrom did that tonight. You know, give her credit for tonight. And Quartermeyer, both good players, played their last ball game tonight.
Yep, and then unofficial stats, by the way.
Unofficial for South Dakota High School Athletics Association for the Blake and Josh broadcast. These are our official stats.
Be thinking of who you're going to give a game ball to.
I'm thinking that. Was there a game ball sponsor?
No, there wasn't.
Oh, we don't even have a sponsor for our fake game ball.
Rangers led by Abby Simmonsma and Maggie Taylor each had 14. Whitney Edwards had 10. And then Lily Ross had 6 big points. Elena Dean with 4 and Anna Dean with 2, but had that big steal and kind of a momentum play. This place was electric in the fourth quarter as both crowds were really getting into it, and that was a fun game tonight.
It was a fun game. So I'm going to give I have co-game balls for tonight's ball game, and I'm going to give it to the 2 seniors, Abby Simmonsma and Whitney Edwards. I mean, they both had big moments, big baskets down the stretch. Simmonsma really turned it on at the end, and Edwards had some big steals, had a lot of defensive steals in the second half, and then had some big buckets on the offense.
Absolutely. Again, Abby Simmonsma going over 1,000, only the 3rd player in Hill City history on the girls' side to go over 1,000. She joins Alexa Kroll, who's second all-time, and Whitney Edwards, who's the all-time leading scorer. So the last home game for the Hill City Rangers at Coach Ginn's court here, and it's been a fun season, Josh.
Been a fun season. Just a reminder, Hill City will go on and play St. Thomas More Saturday night. They went down to St. Thomas More once already this year, #1 team in the state. Had them, had the Cavaliers a little bit on the ropes there in the first half. I think it was a 3-point ball game. Cavaliers kind of
ended up being an 11-point victory for STM, if I remember correct.
Yeah, so you never know. You always want to have that chance to go and try to advance in the playoffs. The Rangers earned that tonight, so we'll have the chance to go see the St. Thomas More Cavaliers.
And then it looks like Bellefouche and Rapid City Christian will match up on the other side of the bracket, and the winners of those will go to the Sodak 16. Again, Hill City 2 years in a row been to the Sodak 16. No doubt that they have a tough road ahead of them with STM, who's one of the best teams in the state, but you just got to give yourself a chance, right?
That's right. Well, partner, it was a fun year. Hopefully you enjoyed it. A lot of people probably watched the broadcast in silence, maybe played a little background music. They're probably wondering what we're saying right now.
Hit the
see
mute
us
button
on the screen, have us on mute, and have the music playing then in the background. But it was fun, and thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you to Landon Wiley from Landon Wiley and Associates and partner. Signing off.
All right.